I'm sure you've seen the videos online about Arby's recently, questioning on how they are still in business, and people saying that they serve lemur meat or raccoon knuckles, and that the people who eat there go grocery shopping at CVS while listening to Rod Wave. And these videos are low-key hilarious, but one day I low-key got bored and I googled the Arby's menu, and the menu low-key had some food on it that looked fire, and the calories were hella decent. So I call my friend and I tell him that we should go to Arby's as a joke, and he's like, alright, I'm down, right? Because it's a joke. We go there and get the food, and I think I get like a cheese something, I don't know, but the food was low-key decent. And this isn't some Arby's propaganda, because we really went out there only for a joke. But after we paid for our meal and ate it, we low-key sat down and thought about it and started to wonder if it was the Arby's marketing team that made the trend about hating on Arby's, because it low-key tricked us into going there and spending money. And that led me down a rabbit hole, and it turns out a lot of these companies benefit from negative PR and use it as a big part of their marketing, not just Arby's. Think about every time you see an off-brand version of something, like an app or a random brand, you might joke about it and say, oh, that's the Walmart version, or oh, that's the Temu version. This is because people associate Walmart, Temu, and Shein with making cheap off-brand items, and this has a negative connotation. But next time you need a phone charger or a cheap swimsuit, you already have it in your head that these places make cheap off-brand items that can save you money by giving up the name brand. So you go to Temu and order that phone charger, or you go to Shein and order that swimsuit. Random garbage off a TikTok shop might spark curiosity purchases, and whatever you buy won't disappoint you because you are already expecting the worst. And at the end of the day, the companies you joked about being bad ended up making money off of you because of their negative reputation that you spread. I mean, think about buying a phone case from Apple versus a random Indian in the mall. You know that the Apple products will be better and the Indian pop-up will be worse, but you also know that the Indian pop-up will be a lot cheaper and that you could probably barter with him, so that's what you go with, because quality is not always our top priority, especially since most of us don't have that much money. So ironically, the worst place a company can be is average at everything, because they don't stand out above the companies who are better, but they're not bad or unique enough to spark interest or discussion about them. Here's another scenario. You want to take a flight to Miami, so you go to United Airlines or American Airlines and you check their prices. They want $2,000 for a round trip ticket to Miami, and that's way out of your budget. You scrap that idea and get on TikTok, and as you're scrolling, you see somebody make a joke about Spirit Airlines and how it's so cheap that they just take photos of the clouds and tape it to the windows and then drive to the destination. You laugh and find the video amusing, but then you think about it and you realize if Spirit is so cheap, you can probably get a cheaper ticket to Miami from them. So you go to their website and see that they only want $400 for the same trip. You don't really care that Spirit is a cheap brand, so you buy it, and Spirit just claimed a free customer. The person making that joke on TikTok about Spirit just gave them free marketing because they were able to advertise that they were so cheap in a joking way. People don't joke about how great products are or how great businesses are and won't post videos about that because nobody will care about it. But if the brand is controversial and there is something to joke about, thousands of people will post videos hating or making their own jokes. And through all of this, it leads to free advertising for the brand. And yeah, it's probably not as good as a paid ad that they make, but here's why hating videos work even better, because people know that they are not watching an ad, and because of that, the emotions and the messages that come out of the video will seem way more authentic and stick better. Now once you're in Miami, you forget that you need a place to stay, so you look at hotels and you see $600 a night and you think, damn, maybe I should just be homeless down here. But then you think back to every travel comedy movie you have ever watched. Motels. Motels are literally advertised as being worse hotels that are cheaper. They might as well be the OGs to this marketing method. So you call a motel because they don't have a site, and they quote you $55 for a night, and you're sold. As long as the door locks and the bed is clean, you don't really care about all the extra amenities of hotels. Now you make it into your motel, and you think, damn, I'm hungry. You think back to all the jokes about Arby's, so you say fuck it and order it. You don't order it because it's cheap, or because it's good, or anything positive at all. The only reason you order it is because of all the jokes calling it bad. Companies don't even need to subtly advertise being good in indirect ways like being cheap. They can literally be popular for being garbage and people will still eat there because the name gets engraved in their head by all the jokes people make about the companies, which the companies don't even have to pay for. It's literally free advertising for them. Think about visionaries, artists like Miles or Too Slimy. If you don't know who those people are, well, they are both musical artists who make music that's intentionally bad and obnoxious, like Rod Wave, except the difference is that people know that they are making bad music on purpose, and Rod Wave just sucks. But because of how bad their music is, people will blast it as a joke when they are on aux or have the opportunity to play it around people. And when they get questioned about it, they just pretend that they actually like it and just tell you that you can't hear it yet. So you Google them and you listen to more music, and now you're in on the joke and start sharing it yourself. And this cycle has built people whole careers. Miles has gone on tours and he literally sold out the show in my city while Lil Wayne couldn't sell at the same venue. All of this because of the train of ironically liking him. Too Slimy and Miles have millions of monthly listeners and a song with Kanye West because they know how to be bad in a way that gets attention, just like Arby's, Spirit, and Temu. So at the end of the day, these companies companies know what they're doing, and it's a part of what's keeping them afloat. Advertising as being bad, it doesn't affect the customer base you already have, because they already formed their opinions on it, and they know that it's good. All it does is spread your name out there, because hate will always be more popular than liking something, which means it's cheaper to advertise. And even if you're known for being bad, that's still going to bring in 1% of the people who see that hate and say, fuck it, let's try it out, and stay as customers. The trick is not going on TV and saying you have a bad product, but make it seem like people already think this, and have natural or organic marketing, which is really hard to get down, because once people know that they're watching an ad, they are way less likely to be curious and look into whatever you're trying to advertise. I think a good example of this is McDonald's. They collaborate with people who have nothing to do with food, like the Travis Scott meal, because if you see this, you're going to think it's stupid as hell, and I'm going to try this just for the culture, and then people post videos of them trying it out, and thus spreads more free attention. Crocs also did this very well. In the early 2010s, people stopped wearing them because they were weird, but a few years later, Crocs leaned into being weird and misshaped. They started releasing brighter colors and more ways to customize their shoes, and people took all of this and started talking about it, which led to people buying them, which led to more people seeing them, which led to more people buying them, and thus the cycle kept going. This, combined with celebrity endorsements, led to a massive revival of the brand. What you should take away from this is know that you're being manipulated in many ways, even if you think the opposite is happening, and knowing how to market good traits in bad ways can be a powerful persuasion technique in everyday life.